Hey everybody, welcome back to our Let's Play of 80 Days. So I gotta admit, I'm kind of taken with this game. It's very quaint and simple, but it's also very charming in its simplicity. So some of the best games aren't the ones that are just like have features coming out their ass. Some of the best games are the ones that just find something that they do, and they do it really well. And this game does a really good job of making you feel invested in the story. So wow, I'm really liking this game. It was definitely worth the money. Alright, so let's continue. This is, I think, episode 3. We're not making very good time right now, but my God, are we flush with money. Okay, the Franco-Prussian War had concluded but a year previously, so thus my French accent was a disadvantage, or thus I flaunted my French accent. Well, I would imagine going through Germany, it would be a bit of a disadvantage. During our short time in Munich, the concierge of our hotel was most suspicious when I approached the desk. I did not care for politics myself. What was the enmity of nations to me? So, still, in order to avoid any untowardness, I spoke as little as possible during our stay, and I tried to adopt a Germanic rather than Francophone expression to match, with perhaps mixed success if Monsieur Fogg's faintly quizzical looks were any measure. You know, discretion is the better part of valor here, guys. So we are in Munich. Is there anything that we have in our suitcases that would sell well in Munich? Right now we have this magnifying glass that would be valuable in Dubrovnik, Venice, and Budapest. I think Budapest is kind of where we're on our way towards. We decided that maybe Berlin was kind of not going to work. All right, let's see. Let's do the overview here. Can I zoom in? Apparently not. Okay, well, let's go to the market, see what the market's got. Only apples. Okay, well, fair enough, fair enough. Okay, what about explore? Let's explore in Munich, shall we? There was little daylight in Munich. The sky was shrouded in steam and oil fumes from the tractors and hydraulic excavators in the streets. Workers shouted to each other over the din of construction, while the more fastidious citizens wore dark cloaks over their finery. I brushed a few specks of dirt from my collar, absent-mindedly, far more intrigued by the gleaming machines remaking the city's skyline. Rumor had it that this work was the doing of the Bavarian king, who had become obsessed with steam power and was spending an exorbitant sum on imported machinery and engineering works. The Kingdom of Bavaria had recently joined the German Empire. It appeared that the king suddenly had much more time on his aristocratic hands. Power and free time are a most potent and dangerous combination, as our journey, I fear, proves. Alright, well, we could go to the bank. We don't really need money. There's nothing at the market, I don't think, so boom. Let's try to depart, I guess. We're wanting to go to Budapest, right? We could go there. We can only take 2 suitcases. What about Vienna? Private car departs tomorrow. If we want to go to Budapest, we have to go through Venice, so I guess let's go. We'll have to open our luggage, I guess. We can't hire another car. That sucks. That sucks. Well, I don't know that we're going to be really taking a lot of ships, so let's sell it, sell that. We're not going to sell. Let's just go ahead and get rid of the wine. So where does that leave us? And it doesn't seem like we're really taking a lot of carriages. Let's get rid of this. And it leaves us with one thing left to get rid of, huh? One thing left to get rid of. Yeah, let's get rid of the playing cards. Okay. Sure. Go. Go! So we're on a Bozek car. Like a steam-powered car. It's like a hybrid, I guess, of a car and a train. We hired a private driver with an oil-guzzling Bozek car who took off at an high... at a high speed once we were aboard. I did not believe it would make the long journey. It appeared to be reinforced with metal strips and brackets. It looked a lot like parts from broken farm equipment. The driver himself had haymaker hands that suggested he had not long ago been a laborer on the land. I asked him about himself as we drove, but he replied in monosyllables, so our conversation degenerated into a guessing game. Had you designed the car himself? No, it was a Bozek designed by Bozek, of course. Are you married? Yes, his wife was called Hild. Was Italy safe these days? No, not remotely. Italy was on the brink of bloody revolt. I exhausted him. We fell silent, but for the sputtering and spurting of the engine as it exploded rhythmically beneath us. Begin conversation. What is your wish, master? Pass. There you are. Let's talk about our journey. Day 9, I believe. Early days. Venice. They say the whole city is a ship. What about Athens? The ruins in Athens must be preserved, even if it means moving the people aside. Very good. So we're in Venice. By midday, we had crested the mountains, and our journey down was almost steam-free. We rolled with the driver pumping the brake handle. I relished the fresh air, and I could see my master did as well. And then there was the Adriatic Sea, sparkling as though encrusted with jewels. Thoughts of grimy London flew from my head. This was the life. In short, the car did not explode, well, not unlike the boat, and we were rowed across the Gulf to the city of canals. The lamps were just being lit, and we lost ourselves in the narrow, winding alleys, enjoying the smells of grilling fish and red wine and the sparkle of glass from shop windows. This was a pretty place we had arrived in, indeed. So our relations with fog have improved. That's good, because it kind of went down a little bit whenever we tinkered with the boiler, closed that flue, and yeah, it didn't go too well. Magnifying glass should earn us well here. Good. Well, we can sell that tomorrow at the market, huh? Seems we can complete our gentleman traveler set here for protection against uncomfortable conditions. We'll have to sleep here and explore in the morning. Okay. Fair enough, sir. Fair enough. I was walking along a canal side in Venice when I found myself in the midst of a group of revelers. They wore a fabulous array of masks, some beak-nosed, others brightly feathered, and even some spun of fine, glittering wire. I bowed in greeting and gave them such a surprise that one tripped, turned, and then tumbled into the canal. Her friends seemed drunkenly unconcerned and fell about in pealing laughter as the woman cursed and thrashed in the dark water. I dove to the rescue, reaching her in a few strokes. Zut alors, the water was cold. She kicked and fought as I hauled her to the nearby flight of steps. Fiammetta is a daughter of the canal, one of her friends put in. You should have left her in it. Another drunken youth agreed. It's the only time she bathes. Fiammetta coughed and choked as I hauled her from the water. I averted my eyes tactfully, for her sodden clothing was immodestly plastered to her skin. Who are you? She demanded, seeming to see me for the first time. Her friends made various kissing noises and suggested a variety of improbable roles for me. A clown, one said. No, no, another interjected. An agent of the Pope. Yet another added, sotto voce, Fiammetta's foreign lover, which caused them all to laugh as Fiammetta cursed them with admirable thoroughness. Are you all right? I asked with some concern. Of course, she replied haughtily, wringing out her hair. I am Venetian. I cannot drown. It is simply not possible. Do not mind Fiammetta, her friend remarked softly. She is angry because of her work, and because of what happened to her brother. What happened to her brother? Sophos happened to him, Fiammetta interjected, scowling, and now that blasted Greek has joined with the Scuola. What is the Scuola? She looked shocked at my ignorance. It is what the artificers of Venice call themselves. They control everything in Italy these days. She spat into the canal. If you chance to take the airship from Rome to Athens, you might meet Signor Sophos. Put a knife in his heart before he takes yours. So you can go an airship from Rome to Athens, huh? I will give him your love, I promised ambiguously. Fiammetta laughed darkly, and one of her friends took her arm. Leave such thoughts for another night, he advised, pulling her away. I returned to Monsieur Fogg, still somewhat damp. So a new route, Rome to Italy, or Athens, yeah. So it's day 10, market opens at 7. Fogg said that we can fetch a nice price for that magnifying glass here. So let's do that. And the market opens. So we can sell the magnifying glass. Sells for 320 pounds, sure. So hairbrush, we could pick up the hairbrush, which would complete the valeting set. We get a carnival mask. I don't even know where Antalya is. Sophos ship times, that would be in Athens, right? Top hat, gentleman traveler set, huh? Railway cap. Maybe we should go to Athens. Pick that up. Let's get this. The valeting set. Yeah. Okay. Our completed valeting set should protect against strenuous conditions. So now we have all these ship routes, I guess. Let's explore. Let's check out the sights and sounds of the city. New routes discovered. I was waiting my turn at a gondola rank near the Rialto Bridge when a gondolier from across the canal waved frantically to catch my attention. Monsieur, I will take you. I recognized that voice. Mon Dieu. It was the very woman I had pulled from the canal the night before. I waved her over. Having tired of waiting in line, she made a sharp turn through the water, earning the ire of several other boatmen who had to swerve to avoid her. Fiammetta! The booking agent who ran the rank shook his fist in her direction. Leave my customers alone. You deserve no customers, Zorzi, Fiammetta shouted back, ignoring me entirely. Was it possible she did not remember me? Those creatures of yours are not gondoliers. They know nothing of the soul of Venice. I did not understand her meaning until I peered at one of the gondolas in rank. Parbleu! The oarsmen at the stern were machines of extraordinary beauty. Their bodies made of inlaid copper and azure Venetian glass, their faces covered by fine feathered carnival masks. Signor, my automaton gondoliers are the pride of Venice, Zorzi insisted breathlessly as he reached me. They are guaranteed safe by the Scuola, our local artificers guild. Fiammetta here is a troublemaker. From the water, Fiammetta called, I am a true gondolier! I nodded and stepped into Fiammetta's gondola. I like trouble, I told Zorzi with a shrug. Fiammetta gave him a perfectly executed mocking curtsy as we pulled away. No mean feat, while also holding an oar and balancing on the prow of the low craft. Zorzi supported the Risorgimento, the Italian unification. Fiammetta told me as she pushed us forward. Now he is a bootlicker of the Scuola and dabbles in their infernal mechanicals. Why do you hate automata? I asked curiously. I do not hate them, I fear them. They are soulless. The Pope has declared them abominations, and yet they roam the streets and canals of Venice. Do continue. She took a deep breath. It is an open secret that Scuola ran Italy, in all but name. The king is their puppet, and we are a kingdom run by artificers. Is that so bad? I wondered aloud. Progress is progress, surely. She spat into the water. The gondola slid onward. I listened as Fiammetta raged against the Scuola. The Scuola has money and power and their infernal devices. They are an impossible enemy. She gave me a sharp look before tugging a length of gray and red braid thoughtfully. But there are those who fight still. The Zouave of Rome will never surrender to the Scuola. I smiled weakly in reply, and we lapsed into silence. We rode past palazzos and Gothic churches, each more grand than the last. Fiammetta gave me a potted history of Venice in her own idiosyncratic style. It was a pleasant enough way to spend an afternoon, though it was uncomfortably close to traveling. Alright, nothing to do with the market. Can we depart now? Can we get out of here? We could go to Budapest. What about Athens? Can we get to Athens? The Aegean ferry departs for Athens in 2 days. We might be able to alter it. Wow, this person, day 4, is in Bucharest. You crazy, man. Alright, let's see if we can, the ruins in Athens must be preserved. Even if it means shoving others aside. Can we, did we lose that option? Is that what just happened? Oh, we just gotta click on it. Or maybe we don't. Yeah, let's negotiate. Thorough, ungentlemanly behavior. So, if we want to leave tomorrow, it's going to cost us a little bit extra, but I think that's worth it. We'll leave tomorrow at 11 a.m. That man's been shot. So what do we want to do with the rest? I guess we will stay in our hotel. We're going to lose a lot of health traveling on the boat, like 22. As night fell, I attended to Monsieur Fogg, providing him with clipped mustaches. Relations have strengthened slightly. Alright, so it's the next day. We can't depart just yet. I think it's at 11. Is that right? Embark. We'll go ahead and embark. Luggage rack has space for 2 suitcases, which will suffice. It has sweltering heat and mild seas. This looks like a wearisome route, but the traveling cloak from our gentleman traveler set should make things easier. Awesome. And away we go. So we're on the Aegean ferry, crossing the Aegean Sea, I guess. We left Italy directly, boarding a ferry to take us to Athens via the port of Patras on the east coast. Let's converse. Is there something the matter? Let's talk about Athens. What do you know about Athens? My childhood sweetheart had quite an adventure in the carriage from Athens to Meteora Valley. What about Cairo? If you discovered anything in the Times concerning Cairo, you might be interested that you can pick up beaten gold rings in Cairo that will sell for a fortune in Baku. What about Meteora Valley? Meteora Valley is beautiful, certainly, but somewhat overrated. Very good. I don't think we'll be going there. Where are we going to go from Athens? I don't know. The boat was crowded with little room for luggage or perambulation, with plenty of characters. I fell into broad conversation with a man named Monsieur Mikos, who worked in Venice, but was affianced to an Italian girl from a small village in Anatolia. It is best to marry outside of one's own, I tell you, he enthused, for we are all citizens of the world now, aren't we? Yeah, I'm sure you're right. Love knows no borders. It does not, he replied, but sadly, money does. So I will not be married for some time, I think. Surely money cannot hold back love. No, he grimaced, but fathers can. Fathers are very good at getting in the way of love. My advice to you, sir, is this. Should you meet someone on your journey, ensure first that they have an amicable father, or better yet, no father at all. I'm not pretending to fall in love. Or intending to fall in love, I pointed out. Most do not intend it, the man granted with a sly smile, but it happens all the same. He bid me good day, and I wondered what my master's feelings on the subject of international romance might be. He would probably say, we don't have time for that, because we don't. We don't have time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. The ferry plowed on through the sun-dappled waters. I spent my time aboard, waiting on my master's needs and keeping him comfortable. Tell me, Pass, he murmured thoughtfully, did you ever train to be a valet? What a thing to be asked. I tried to console him, and he sighed with fatigue. I made him comfortable, and after a while he perked up rapidly. As evening drew in, the boat turned towards the hovering coastline. We docked at Patras, where a small fleet of chuffing cars waited to take us across to Athens. Alright, so we're in Athens now. Let's look at our plan. See what we can do here. I don't think we have anything in our suitcases that we need to sell. Unfortunately, here at Athens, we're... Like, it doesn't really... It looks like the only other route is to Meteora Valley. I don't know. We need to be going this way. We'll see. Okay. Let's... I guess we'll stay in the hotel. We need to do some exploring tomorrow and see if we can find some, like a better route. Okay, I think that's where we're going to call this video to an end, and hopefully in our next video we can make some distance. It would be great. Thank you guys for joining me, and until next time, game on.